The Shadow of the Empty Throne.
Before the world was organized into neat blue lines and orderly kingdoms, it was a chaos of warring kings. In the heart of the ancient city of Pangea, a child named Imu stood atop the highest balcony. He did not look at the stars. He looked at the flickering fires of the cities below. While others saw a vibrant world, Imu saw a messy room that needed to be cleaned. He possessed a gaze that felt heavier than the crown he had not yet earned. A stillness that unsettled even the palace guards. Imu's education was overseen by Nixus, a master of ancient arts who believed that power was a burden of the spirit. In the grand training halls, Nixus tried to teach Imu the philosophy of the great balance. A ruler is a gardener, Nixus would say, wielding a staff made of sun-bleached wood. You must nurture the flowers and pull the weeds with equal care. Imu, however, was more interested in the silence that followed a strike than the lesson itself. Imu was not the only heir to the lineage of kings. There was also Xebec, a girl whose laughter could rally 1,000 soldiers. She was Imu's rival in every trial, a storm of light compared to his deepening shadow. Xebec believed the world should be ruled by a council of equals. You want to be the only one standing, she told him one evening, her eyes bright with defiance. But a throne with only one seat is just a lonely chair in a dark room. The final trial for the heirs was the descent into the ziggurat of whispers. It was a place where the air was thick with the weight of the past. Xebec and Imu entered the dark stone mouth of the temple together, tasked with retrieving the core of sovereignty. The walls were lined with statues of forgotten gods, their eyes seemingly following the two children as they ventured deeper into the earth. Deep within the ziggurat, the earth shook. A massive stone guardian, a relic of a lost civilization, rumbled to life. Its fists were the size of boulders, and its eyes glowed with a vengeful blue light. Xebec didn't hesitate. She lunged forward, her spear whistling through the air to draw the beast's attention. She fought with a frantic, desperate grace, her movements a blur as she dodged the guardian's crushing blows. While Xebec risked her life to hold the guardian at bay, Imu did not move to help her. His eyes were fixed on the pedestal at the center of the chamber, where a strange, swirling orb of violet energy rested. He realized that the guardian was not a threat to be defeated, but a distraction for the weak. He walked calmly toward the artifact, his footsteps silent amidst the crashing sounds of Xebec's battle. As Imu's fingers brushed the orb, a wave of cold energy erupted, freezing the guardian in its tracks. Xebec fell to her knees, gasping for breath, looking up at Imu with horror. The violet light reflected in Imu's eyes, turning them into concentric circles of gold and shadow. He didn't look like a boy anymore. He looked like a force of nature. The balance is a lie, Imu whispered, his voice echoing with 1,000 years of authority. There is only the one who watches, and the many who are watched. Suddenly, Nixus appeared at the chamber's entrance, his staff glowing with a fierce white light. He had followed them, sensing the awakening of the forbidden power. Imu, stop, Nixus commanded, his voice trembling with a mix of grief and duty. That power was sealed for a reason. It does not make you a king. It makes you a ghost. Nixus raised his staff, preparing to shatter the orb and end the trial before it was too late. Imu didn't blink. He raised a single hand, and the shadows on the floor rose up like liquid ink. The darkness coiled around Nixus's staff, snuffing out its light. In that moment, Imu made his choice. He sacrificed his name, his past, and his humanity to claim the absolute control he craved. The shadows surged forward, swallowing the master who had tried to teach him about gardens and weeds. Years passed, then centuries. The name Imu faded from history, becoming a secret whispered only by the highest of the high. In the heart of the holy land of Mary Jouaz, on the empty throne that no one was supposed to sit upon, a figure sat in the absolute silence of the flowers. The world was now clean, organized, and quiet. The boy who watched the fires had become the shadow that ruled the sun.